You said that it was your personality that stopped Putin invading during your presidency. You want to explain that?
Well, that's very interesting. We start off with that one because if you remember when I was running in 2016, they all said Trump will get us into a war.
Right.
It's his personality. He's going to get us. And actually, now they say it was my personality that kept us out of a war. So I think it was, we had a great 4 years, and it shouldn't have happened what happened, but it did with the election, and now we have people running it. What's gone on with Ukraine should never have happened, Stuart.
President Biden goes to Poland on Friday of this week. Frontline NATO state. What should he do?
Well, it's very late. The cards are laid and the cards are out, and he's got a bad hand. He's given himself a very bad hand. He had a very strong hand before it all started, the strongest. And it should have never started. Would have never, ever started if I were president. I can tell you that with 100% certainty. This is horrible. What's this?
He's on the phone, and he joins us now. Former President Donald Trump is available. He's on the...
What I have to say is Donald Trump, as Putin said, was a very nice guy. They got along great, and he said that Donald Trump had a great personality. However, Putin then said that Donald Trump was not a professional. He had no practice in making deals between countries. He didn't have any skills in that area. Putin said he called him not a professional, and he wasn't educated in that. And so Putin would never have done a deal with Donald Trump because Donald Trump was not a professional. But Putin did enjoy Donald Trump's personality. Now, Donald Trump is talking about going to nuclear war in order to save the Ukrainians. These fights between people of the same nation, basically, Ukraine used to be part of Russia before the USSR was broken up in order to get rid of Gorbachev, and now the Russians want to make Russia great again, and in order to do that, they want Crimea, they want Ukraine, and some other parts of the old USSR back together. However, Ukraine does not want to go back, and Ukraine has been promised many things by NATO and the European Union. Putin says he wants stability, he wants security, and he feels that with the Ukraine being enticed into NATO or being enticed into the European Union, that he's going to have a democracy right next door, and he's not going to feel safe, especially if it's a NATO country. So that's what makes him very, very angry with the Ukrainians. Donald Trump has, on the other hand, a personal interest in this area because his wife and her family are from this area, so that he has personal family members from this area, and his rationale for what he would do would probably not be the thing that most Americans would want. Most Americans do not want to go to a nuclear war for the Ukraine. These battles between neighboring countries are very common. They've happened almost everywhere, including, in Africa, Nigeria, and the Biafra. There were 2 million people killed in that local war. They either died of fighting or they died of starvation after they were cut off. And the same thing is going to happen in the Ukraine. Everybody is going to be pretty much killed, and those that aren't killed will be refugees, and they'll be starving, and they'll need a lot of help. Of course, the United States has a problem because Russia has already said it wants to have the United States as an enemy because it wants to take back Alaska, make Russia great again. It wants its old land back. We bought that a long time ago, paid for it, and now Russia is thinking, hey, that used to be ours. I want it back. And so we have been targeted as a potential future enemy for Russia, and we have to be very careful who we let in our country, because a lot of the Russians from the Ukraine or from Russia itself will come into the United States as spies and will come in to try to infiltrate our security and help Russia with the things they need to do. Now, the Russians hold hostages, so you might have somebody come in who has very good intentions. However, they might have a family member that Russia is holding hostage in a jail who might be threatened and says, if you don't do this and this and this, we're going to kill these relatives. And they're already doing that to their own soldiers in the Ukraine. They're saying, if you see a soldier in the Ukraine who's not doing what you think he's supposed to do, he's told...
On the phone, and he joins us now. Mr. President, thanks very much for being on the show this morning.
He's told the Russian soldiers to kill other Russian soldiers if they are not killing Ukrainians the way they were supposed to. So we don't need Trump in the White House, because he has a lot of mixed feelings about this. He's emotionally involved because of his wife and her family and other people he has dealings with there. And we do not want to go to nuclear war over the Ukraine. It's very sad, but the people in the Ukraine are Russian and the people in Russia are Russian. So it would be like having Russia come in when we had our civil war. It just isn't what you're supposed to do.